We'll start out today's lightning round with Austin Ward. Austin, go ahead.
Hey, Ryan, I know that the challenge for toughness for CJ, that's a daily, every game, weekly kind of thing. Is there something else that you've challenged him with this week that you want to see as he comes back from that injury and gets rolling here?
Nothing in particular other than just, making sure that, the preparation's strong. He's continuing to build toughness and making great decisions and not, riding a roller coaster, being steady, not too high, not too low, just keep building and growing and find a way to win the game. And that's what it is.
All righty, we'll go next to Clay Hall, WSYX.
Hey, Ryan, no X's and O's for me. It's homecoming. Was homecoming a big deal for Ryan and Nina back in New Hampshire? A big dance, a big date? Take me back to your collegiate years.
Yeah, homecoming was a significant day at the University of New Hampshire. We usually get a really good crowd there, and so that was, I do remember that. There was no dances though for us. Maybe in high school we had a couple of dances, but not in college. But some good memories of homecoming during my playing days.
Any chance you wore a leisure suit during those days?
No leisure suits for me.
We'll go next to Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Hey, Ryan, with obviously the bye week coming up next week, do you, talk to your team at all about the importance of, finishing this first half of the season strong and taking some momentum into that second half of the year?
Yeah, we'll talk about that after the game. Right now, I don't even want to talk about that. I really just want to focus on this game right here and just maximizing today and just worrying about exactly Saturday. I do hear exactly what you're saying, and I've thought about that, but I really wanted to focus on just playing really great on Saturday, not what's coming next. Because, there, like you said, I think exactly what you just said is real, but let's just focus on winning this game and finding a way to win this game, however it looks. And then we'll go from there.
All righty. Next up, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, you've obviously got a lot of fast, agile guys on this team. What is it about Emeka Igbooka in particular that makes him a potentially interesting fit as the kick returner?
He's got good strength. You can see he's built strong and he's tough. He's for a young man, he's very, very mature. He takes his job very seriously. And again, we're just mature, we trust him back there. He's going to hit it. He's got to, our guys believe that he can take it. He's been close a couple times, hasn't got a lot of opportunities the last couple of weeks. But hopefully the next time he gets a chance to take it out, we got a chance for an explosive play.
Alrighty, next we'll go to Tony Gerdeman, Buckeye Scoop.
Ryan, your defensive ends and your defensive tackles have a somewhat friendly competition to lead the team in sacks. Right now, the defensive tackles are up 11-2. I'm wondering how you see that race shaking out, and can the defensive ends catch them?
I hope so. That means we got more sacks. But I think, when you look at the pressure we're starting to get, I think that it's exciting. We're starting to get home on some things, and I think a lot of it has to do with our guys getting better at rushing, but also I think that, that the quarterback maybe isn't seeing the same picture all the time, and that we're changing the picture up and changing the windows and changing the scheme. And when we can go from zone to man to zone, one high to two high, it maybe has him hold on to the ball just an extra second. And when that can happen, that allows our rush to get home. And so you're starting to see that come together, I think, in both areas.
All righty, we'll go next to Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, Seven Banks was talking to us last night and mentioned he doesn't think we've seen the best from him this year. And he had a lot of attention going into the year. What kind of second half of the season do you think you guys can see from him now that he's maybe starting to get a little healthier?
Yeah, I just think, like you said, maybe he said the best version of him. And that's the better he practices, the better he's going to play. And I wish I had a magical equation on how to make that different, but that's what it is. And he has had some better practices, had some better reps. And I think with that, he'll bring more confidence to the table and he'll play with more confidence. But certainly, want to see it and we need it.
Next up, Tim May, Letterman Row. Tim.
Yeah, Ryan, as you run this week, head into this week, you've talked a lot about Ronnie Hickman, et cetera, but are you really seeing him step big time forward as a leader as this season goes on? And how's it showing up, I guess?
I think it's a little bit over time. I think that, he's starting to establish himself as a player, and he's starting to establish his voice and his leadership. I don't think it's all happening overnight, but I do think it's somebody now that when he speaks, people listen.
Thank you.
Yep.
All righty, next up, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, the defensive changes on the coaching staff, the responsibility changes seem to be working pretty well. The defense is obviously playing better. What is it about Matt Barnes that made you make that decision, and what stands out about him as a coach?
Well, I mean, it's still everybody involved. It's not just Matt. I mean, I think, Larry's done a great job. I also think Kerry's done a tremendous job. He's still very much involved, and, his day-to-day and what he's done has been tremendous. I think Matt, brings, a skill set to the table that, is, first off, he's a really good teacher. He understands schematic football, connects with his players, and he's well organized. So that allows him to, bring some of those skill sets to the forefront, and it seems to be building some confidence in what we've got going on defense. But again, it's still a team effort over there. It's not just one guy. And but I do think the guys are buying into kind of where we're going with the defense.
Thank you.
All right, we got time for a couple more. We'll go to Jeremy Birmingham, Leonard Monroe.
Hey, Ryan, I know you got a lot of things on your plate, and you're obviously trying to build a program on the back end with recruiting and stuff as well. But as you guys look at these noon games, I know you can't control the schedule, but do you have any concern about the way that it's impacting your ability as a program to recruit, considering how the demographic shifts have happened in America and you're recruiting from the West Coast and all over the place? And it does seem like it's stopping some key guys for you guys to get into campus.
I mean, I think we're going to, have some night games here moving forward too. So I think there'll be opportunities for guys to come visit when they want to. It is harder for the West Coast guys to get here for a noon game, like you're saying, but there are still some guys within driving distance that should be able to make it. And that's a part of the equation that obviously we'd love to get guys here for games. So the more guys we can get on campus for the game day atmosphere, we think it's the best game day atmosphere there is in the country. And, we want to get guys here, and hopefully there's going to be more opportunities as we head into the middle of October and November. But the noon kickoff, it is always also exciting, and it's fun. And for the guys who can get here, it's obviously the prime time, for Fox and some of the other guys. And so that's part of the equation as well. But we've had, I guess, a few noon games. We also had some 3:30 and some night games as well. So, when guys can make it, we certainly want to get them here as many times as we can. And it's a huge selling point for our program.
All right, you got time for a quick one from Austin. Go ahead.
Ryan, you mentioned on the radio show that Jansen was going to have a long-term issue. I think that was on special teams. What kind of loss is that, given what maybe he was doing this year?
Yeah, that hurts. Just the way that all went down. I thought that he had done a good job the week before. He had a good week of practice. He was starting to come on as a young guy. I think he's got a very bright future ahead of him. Disappointed for him that he's going to have to go through this, but he'll come out of the back end of this, and he'll get stronger for it. He probably doesn't see that right now, and it's hard. But unfortunately, that's this game and this is life. And so he's going to have a lot of great days as a Buckeye, but this week has not been a great week for him. He's going to have to recover and really grind every day to get stronger, and then we'll get him back on the field. But yeah, certainly a loss, and feel for him.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yep.
All righty, Coach. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you Saturday.
Thank you.